لك.
So hi everyone. So I don't know if you know a little bit about the SAP B1IF integration framework. That's a tool from SAP to develop custom integration with other websites, other customers, to import files, communicate through email, and about whatever you can think of, you can do with integration framework. And it's something that can be done by, let's say, an advanced power user. Okay, that's what it's all then. What B1IF is, it allows you to take objects from one system, transform them, and then modify objects also in other system. It doesn't have to be an SAP system. It can be anything, website, the shipping carrier, connection, or any legacy system you would have within the organization. You can use any business object. It can be invoice, orders, whatever you can think of. You have access to all those objects and you can manipulate them all. Typical scenarios you can use with it is connecting branches and the headquarters, do some intercompany transaction, web integration, mobile solution, import files, export files, send file to FTP through email, whatever you can think of can be done with B1IF. It also comes with some pre-packaged application from SAP. You have the mobile integration that's done using B1IF. So I don't know if some of you use the mobile SAP. Also, the dashboard in the SAP SQL version are running on top of B1IF. And also you have some payroll processing, like to import your journal entries, to distribute your payroll costing and things like that, And also there's another one that's called RFQ that I will demonstrate later on. That's a request for proposal. Let's go over the B1IF interface. Okay. Integration framework. Then everything is driven through a web interface. So we just have to log on to the system. And then we end up in the cockpit, where you will have some status of what the system is doing, the number of message that you have. In B1IF, everything is a message that you process. A message can be an incoming file, a business partner that you update in one company that you want to process and synchronize into another company. That's a demo I will do later on today. And the way it works, you have SAP and all the connection to the other system. It brings you an XML file. That's a human readable way of presenting data. And then you do some manipulation on that file to map it to the output system. And this way, you're doing the work this way. So let's go over the different menus in there. The SLD, it's the list of different systems you can talk to. In this one, I've got, SAP Business One US database. I've got a Canadian database. We can talk to, we have nice music up there, okay? Okay, then you can talk to HTTP, so website. You can import XML file. You have standard flat file, Excel file import, lots of choice. All of those HNE are interfaced to web services. So lots of stuff you can do with it. And when you create a new one, you see all the system that it's possible to talk to. So you have all the versions of SAP Business One, then some big SAP platform, an email server, standard file system, some other older SAP via file system, then HTTPS access website, JDBC to go directly to some database, FTP server, the big SAP ERP, and the WNE system is all the web service are in that category. So you have lots of options to communicate with other systems. And like I told you before, ACP and does all the dirty work of going in those systems and looking at the data. You just have to configure the connection. Like if I take this one, that's a simple one. You configure the connection, you test it, and hopefully it's going to be working. Yes, it's working. And after that, when you receive the data from the system, SAP will take care of converting that data into an XML file that you can manipulate easily. Maintenance is where you set up the system, but that's a couple of more advanced things. I won't go too much in detail in there. You have monitoring where you see, as I told you, everything is a message. You have the message log. Then we can display the ones from today. And in there, we see that I've got a few messages. Those 1B1 server are internal SAP message. Those are some message I ran earlier this morning in the French demo. And each of those message, you can see what was in there. The display message, this one. It may look a little bit dirty, but lots of the stuff when you work in there, you mostly cut and paste, you know. So in that internal message, what was that one? That was a duck entry card code, contact code. Okay, this is when I updated probably the email of one of the user this morning. This is what it looks like.
So basically, look, whenever you transfer something and you work, let's say, like what you're going to be showing us in a few minutes in SAP, if you change something and it's swung over into the other company, you get this message back to confirm that it worked, right?
But that's the message the message that's been processed. The B1IF received the message,
and it worked. It did the work,
and does the work. So here we will look at the next part in there. You know, you have the tools, is some tools to debug and do a few things. The one we use the most, the event generator, that will help you to configure your SAP system to send just the message that you're interested. In that case, I'm interested in two. That's a business partner. One of these is the quotation, and I don't know all those numbers by heart for sure, but that's what it is. Then the big part is the scenario. This is where we develop those scenario. And if I go in step design, I've got my package in here. And then if I go into processing, it's very simple the way it's done. The first one is there, and it's going to get the data for us. Then in this one, we're going to transform the data and push it to the other SAP database. And those are just there. They're built in just to finalize the work. And just in there, I didn't went into the help. You know, when you go into the place where we really do the work, the top part that looks like Chinese, we just cut and paste it. We never really have to change it. So what we do, we have our incoming message. Then it's that part about the business partner here that we're gonna change depending on what we want to do here. Like and this thing here, we have the sample in the help. We just go into help. We look at the object that we're looking into. So then now we have the list of all the ACP objects. So what we want is the business partner. We look at the object template. And then you can just copy that part, the business partner part, into your code, and you have all the fields from the business partner in there. Okay. They're all in there, all the properties and things like that, the contact, the addresses of the business partner, the payables info, payment method, everything from the business partner is in there. So you copy what you want to work on. If you want to synchronize completely, you have to map the whole thing. If you just want to do a few fields, you just copy what you need. Then when you go into, I think it's already open in here, this file in here. Oops, sorry, I just clicked next to the window. Okay, you see this is what has been copied, and the part that was there, I just write here. The only thing we have to learn is how to write those line of codes to get the data that we want. So here I copy the card code from the original message, the card name, the card type, and here this morning, what I'm gonna do right now, just gonna remove phone 2 from here, okay? Oh, shift, I'm gonna remove phone 2, then save this, and I'm gonna go and deploy the application this way. So if I go back in scenario, setup, I will just deactivate because now it's active. Those little arrows is the tool to redeploy the new version that we've made. So I just made a change where it will not synchronize the phone 2 anymore.
So just to be clear, so what you're doing right now is copying you're modifying things so that when you go into SAP, you're really mapping it right now so that when we go into SAP, you'll see how it works together, correct?
Yeah, and this is what we're doing right now, okay?
Okay.
So here I've got my both SAP, I've got the Canadian company on the left side and the US company on the right side. If I go here and I open a business partner master data, well, let's take the first one here. Okay, and same, do I have the same ones? I hope so. Business partner master data. Okay, and if I go and update something, test here, and then phone 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I say update. Then I go into, it's quite fast usually, it's not that long. You see already I've got the US company that's been updated with test, but in that case, the phone 2 has not been updated because it was not mapped in my program. If I just go back in and remap that field, phone 2, phone 1 here, just take this block, copy it over here, and let's call this phone 2. Just save this back. Okay. Let's deactivate it from here. Perfect. And redeploy the object. And reactivate. Yeah, it was done. Yeah, not completed. Perfect. Now, if I come back in my companies and I just telephone 2, I will put 56, enter. Oops. What did I do? Oh, it's because my numlux is not on. 56, enter. Then if I come back in here and I say refresh the data, I've got my phone number that's updated as well. I can go and for sure I can add the this PM and oh, That's a customer group. That's a customer. That's perfect. Just give it any name. Okay. And if I add, same thing in a few seconds. Control F. I called it C something. Yeah, C test PM here. It's already created in the other company. So that's one demo that something we can do, then synchronize things between different SAP companies. You can do whatever you want. It can be, like purchase order from company one that would create automatically the order in company two. And then when you deliver, it will push back the invoice, things like that. Whatever you can think of can be done.
Inventory, anything at all.
Yep, can update inventory, and there's lots of things you can do with it. So do you have some questions so far? Don't speak all together.
Nobody has any questions? This is just synchronizing between two SAP companies. He has other things he's going to show us, but if anybody has any questions, feel free. If not, well, look, you can go on to your second scenario.
Yep.
And maybe other questions will come up. If no questions do come up, I'd like you to bring up, look later after your second one here, some of the questions that were brought up this morning on orders and stuff like that, because, at least we'll have more information to give our customers here.
Okay. Another scenario I will show you is the request for proposal. That's a free scenario from SAP that's completely functional. So let's go back and do this one in here. Make this full screen. Okay. Business partner, purchase quotation. Okay. Let's take a vendor V1000, item number. Okay. Would order from Amazon, nice rainbow color printer. I need them for the 29th. And I would need 5 of them.
Hang on, look, I've got a question. Just a second, I've got a question from.
Yep.
Hang on here. Kevin, no, is this currently available with SAP or is this an add-on? If an add-on, what is the cost? Kevin, it is available in SAP with, depending on the date that you bought it. We're going to get into this later, but it's not an add-on. It's actually a license. So when you guys buy pro licenses or limited licenses, B1IF is another license. But as I said, depending on when you bought your SAP, some people already have it in their system and they don't know. So Luke's going to get into this later. All right? Does that answer your question? All right.
Okay. You see then I prepared my purchase for quotation, and if I go on the logistic tab, yes, because I've changed that date here, logistics, okay, you have a checkbox, create online quotation. This will call the B1IF scenario for online quotation and do a few interesting things. Okay, if I say add at this point, my quotation has been added to the system. And what you should see in a few seconds. Oh, system error. Okay, I've got an error this time. Error when reading RFQ document 9. Error when sending. Okay, probably the vendor I used in that one, let me see, has something, let's use, well, it looks like it's the, oh, I know what, no, it should not. Why? That's my valid email address. I'll just put another one in just in case that there's an issue with that one. just gonna use this email address. Okay. And duplicate this one, send it to the same vendor. Just gonna counter check the email address. Okay. And logistics, I will say I want an online quotation. I'm gonna say add. Then if there's still an error, there's obviously something wrong with my email system. No, there's something wrong with my email system.
You've got another one? Why don't you try why don't you try the other email that you have? Why don't you try your Fergestic email?
No, usually it doesn't work well with that one, but what would have changed that let me see here. I will just go and I was running that stuff here that I'm gonna stop for now. Stop this. And I'm just gonna do a quick check here. Command prompt. Ping relay.video drone.ca. Yeah, I cannot reach. And why? What's wrong with my networking in here? Yep. Just gonna check. Oh, I see. Okay.
Because normally when you'd make your order
No.
like that, you'd see the message in the little box saying the order was sent to your supplier or whatever, or the
No, I
request.
know. It's because the other box was using the same IP address and the gateway. Let me just see if I've got my gateway available here.
Okay.
Because I realized I just lost that gateway. So SAP 93 start. Okay. Then go back. No, not this one. It's this one here. Yeah, I should have.
Maybe could it be, look, that in your things
No,
aren't
I know.
configured properly because you're in the English demo right now and in the French demo this morning at work? Could it be
Yeah, I
there's
know.
data that's different?
I know exactly why. Okay.
Okay.
Just give me.
Okay.
Okay, this one is responding now. Okay. Then 10. I just want to get sure that my IP is valid. And okay. Then I just have to restart that service on the other one. Got to go in here, open this server, connect. Sorry for the delay.
There's no problem.
And then here is routing, not puts in, routing and remote access. Start this. Okay, started. Go back to this one. It's not. pretty sure that this one was not using.
Timed out again.
Wow. Okay.
Because basically what this does is his purchase quotation is going to be he'll make his purchase quotation, but it's going to be emailed to the person that was in that contact, and when they get it, you can make your purchase quotation. Hey, look, and you could just show them, like put an item in and say how many you want with no price or whatever, and
Okay.
they get it,
Well,
and we'll just pretend that, I think it's too bad, but this
I
is
still
great.
have
We saw it this morning, and it was really great.
Yeah, but I still have the ones from this morning.
Well,
Okay,
why don't you
so
try that one?
that's what I did. So this is the email I got this morning. Okay, and then you receive an email, make the quotation. You click on the link, then you end up on a website hosted by B1IF.
So this is the supplier that got the quotation.
Yeah, and then you can say, okay, I will be able to deliver you only 10, and the price will be 49. And then you will say update. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, because at this point it cannot communicate with the server again.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Because normally what this would do is when the supplier updates the price and the quantities, well, you'll get a message in your SAP here, and when you click in it, you'll have received the purchase quotation from the supplier with the right price and the quantities. It's pretty practical.
Okay, your network interface enabled, connected. I don't see why it's not routing correctly.
No.
It should. I'll just check here, command prompt. This one has internet access. No, okay, this one doesn't have internet access. Okay, I got an issue. Oh, I see.
You know what it is?
I know. Because I was reconfiguring for other things, a few servers, and I forgot that this one was my internet gateway. So,
okay.
Here, then SCP-93 parameters. Do I still have my 2 network card? Yes. Connected, and then if I go into my server, and here SAP93 connect. I know what it is at this point. Open network and sharing center, change adapter setting, enable that one.
There we go. All right.
Now if I go right click, command prompt, ping 8.8.8.8, I've got a reply from that server. And if I go back to my SQL and I do the same test, I've got a reply. Yes, hey,
good.
I've got
internet
access.
All right.
And get back to my company.
Okay, the purchase quotation.
Yeah.
Start it again.
So this one, back, right click, duplicate this this vendor, logistics, create, add.
Online quotation. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a system.
There we go.
Has been created and emailed to Sarah. So technically, I should get an email in the next few minutes. Just gonna check to get sure that this one I used. Yeah, that address email should work.
Gmail.
Oop, I say here, update the quantity. Okay.
So now you're the vendor that just changed.
No, I
No,
didn't get my email
you
for
didn't
some
get it.
reason.
Okay.
It looks like it doesn't recover easily from that one. But maybe this one will work now. We'll just counter check if that part is now working. Okay. Then this update, yes.
Okay, so that's what the vendor received.
Okay. Yeah, now it's working.
Okay.
Okay. You see, they have the website, and then it's been updated. So if I go back in there just for fun, because for some reason the emails, and I say that okay, my price now will be 500. This is like the gas price changing a lot.
I don't know how it is out west, but we're at 1:30 today here in Quebec City.
Yeah, usually they have better price down west. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Then you see what you get in the SAP. You have updates that say that this has been updated. Then when you go in there, you will have your purchase quotation and your 15 at 500 each are in there. So this way you see the system sent external email, or tried at least to send external email. Then, oh, I just got my email finally after that long time. I just got the real email that arrived in here.
You with Videotron, look?
Yeah,
No.
but there you see here I've got is the updates that work. Probably the email it's written small on my computer, and maybe when I type that Gmail address I've got some misspelled in there. Okay. So like you see this one, we interact with a website. It does lots of stuff. So it shows that you have lots of options. It could be orders. It can be a system where the customer place an order. You put the order live. You can send them a link, then they can review the order, or whatever you can think of. You have lots of options open with this. So basically, it covers that demo about the request for proposal. If I go back to the presentation in here, then talking about licensing, it used to be completely free in previous SAP license. So if you bought before that magic date there, the 15 July 2013, the licensing for B1IF is completely free. Otherwise, for each instance that you take, and an instance usually it's a channel, like if you talk to one SAP company, it's one channel. If you use the website channel, it's a channel as well. So for each of those, it costs about 11.25, I think so.
Yeah, it's 11.25, but it's free for someone who had SAP before July 15th, 2003. But if not, it's a license purchase, just like you'd buy a pro license or a limited license. You buy a B1IF for 11.25. Yeah, that's it, 11.25. And
Okay,
that's it.
thank you.
So does anybody have any questions apart from how to synchronize your emails with the with the SAP? If anybody, look, we're available if you have any questions or if you want more information. I found a guidebook this morning that really explains everything that integration framework does, because it goes beyond what Luc just showed us. There's reporting. There's a lot of stuff in there that this license can give you. So if anybody wants any information on it, just send me an email, tracy@forgestic.com. And just a reminder to use your support desk if you need help. And our next subject's going to be in 2 weeks on April 6th. So happy Easter, everybody, in advance. And our next one on April 6th, we're going to be covering planification tools with MRP and forecasts. So that'll be interesting. So thanks a lot, Luc. And if anybody needs any help, just give us a shout. So thanks, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
Okay, bye.
Bye.